morning, YouTube. So, this weekend has not gone exactly how I planned, and I apologize for the bad audio. I'm just leaving my house, and I realized I forgot my speakers, and I don't have time to go back and get them in a hurry. I just spent 2 days and a solid 1,100 miles on the road. Hold up, I gotta see my GPS here. Okay, so like I was saying, long time, tons of miles on the road, and to go look at this other vehicle. And I might as well tell you what I went to look at. It was a 1984 Suburban square body, blue and silver, very, very cool. And the reason I drove that far to go look at it was because it had a LS in it and a turbo 400. It was 4-wheel drive, a bunch of maintenance done to it. It was a carbed LS too, and it was awesome. Ran fantastic, sounded nasty, had tons of power. It was great. The reason I didn't get it is because there was a lot of miscommunication, I guess, between me and this gentleman over the last 2 months. I got down there, the seats are in good shape. The rest of the interior is not. The carpet was totally destroyed. The dash was, I haven't seen that bad of a dash, I don't think, in my life. The entire thing was just blown up, which is fine, you know, these are all fixable things, but between a proper decent carpet kit and a proper decent dash, you're looking at nearly $1,000 after shipping. So those things were frustrating. The alternator was overcharging and going out. So I keep looking down, I'm checking my GPS. The bearing in the alternator was howling. The power steering pump was just dumping its guts everywhere. It was just pouring fluid out of it all over the place. The engine ran great, except for the fact that it had a really bad stumble at idle. He didn't tell me any of this. It didn't have a headliner whatsoever, which I thought that it did. And it wasn't just a proper delete or a factory no headliner. No, he or somebody, whoever had it, just ripped it out and didn't bother taking any of the pieces out of, like the dome lights or the handles or the visors or any of it. It was just messy and tattered. Like I said, the carpet was absolutely destroyed. I mean, and not just rips, it was gross. It stank. It had a lot of issues. He didn't tell me that all of the clear coat down one whole side of it was wrecked and peeling in giant flakes. This was, especially for what he was asking, this was supposed to be a really nice, really cool rig. Not perfect, but, you know, proud dailyable vehicle for my wife and kids, with minimal work going into it. That's the whole reason that I went to look at it. Extremely disappointing. Oh, and one or both of the rotors were warped, so when you drove, it went until you hit the brakes. Just there was a good bit of, you know, small enough things, but altogether I'm just going, okay, man, I don't have another 6 months worth of weekends to devote to yet another vehicle. I'm still trying to get my truck, you know, squared away before winter. I'm only trying to buy something that my wife can drive in the winter, that we can take out into the mountains and go camping and hiking and have some quality family time and be able to pack some toys and, you know, swimwear and all that sort of stuff. So I don't want to buy something that needs a whole ton of work. that being said, today I've got planned, we're going to look at 2 more Suburbans. One I think is a 80, no, it's a 75, and it's pretty cool, brown and white, 350 I think. I mean 350 engine, turbo 350 trans. I don't know that it has a third row, I can't remember now. It looks pretty dirty, but not destroyed. Good shampoo and a vacuum, it should be just fine, hopefully. And then I'm going to look at this right now because it's early in the morning, but then I'm going to go home, load up the family, and drive out to Missoula, because Missoula, I found another Suburban that, if everything works, I have to have it. I can't not. But I want to look at this one because it's close, and it does look like it's in good shape, just in case we get to Missoula and that one turns out to be like the one in Caldwell. Then, you know, I'm trying to cover my bases. It's a lot of rambling, I know. I just figured I should give you a story and fill you in on what's going on, because I'm already halfway through my long weekend and I've got nothing to show for it yet, and I don't have any parts waiting or anything, so I really need a vehicle. I need something to make content with this weekend, because if not, we're going to be doing something boring. Actually, I lied. I forgot I did pick something up from my truck. That's if it works. Okay, never mind. Smarter than I thought. I did do something to cover my butt. That will be cool, especially if it works. That video would probably get some traction. Alright, well, we're nearly there, so I'm gonna let you go. The one in Missoula blew my socks off. Aside from not having the LS, which was the biggest selling point for me to drive to Caldwell, does not have an LS. It has a small block, but it has a pretty nasty small block. So, and the color of this thing, and the body's in good shape, interior's in good shape. If everything works out right properly, this that would be the one to have, and then put an LS in later. Alright, well, I'm here, so I will catch back up with you guys after we look at this. Alright, I had to jump back on here and fill you guys in. So, that Suburban is awesome. I really like it a lot. I'm floored by the amount of power that motor has. That thing, it has probably the same, maybe a little bit more punch to it than my truck has, and this thing is on a factory quadrajet. In any case, the steering's tight, everything's great, I like it. The speedometer doesn't work. The biggest problem that it has, it's got a fair amount of Bondo that's falling out, you know, covering up a lot of rust. There's a good section in the passenger rear quarter right behind the rear wheel. Probably 8 tall by 14 long stretch. It's a decent little strip, which isn't the end of the world. I can buy a patch panel and get it in there, alright? It's not horrible. But it is nimble and it is responsive, and it steers excellent. It's really nice. It's a little bit dirty. It definitely needs a shampoo, but it doesn't stink and it's not greasy. It's just dirty. He uses it for hunting and fishing and all the rest, and hauls his grandkids in it. So I'm rambling. It's cool. I actually really like it a lot. The dash pad has a few good cracks in it, and the bezel has all the way through crack in it. So those are things I'll have to replace at some point. But as far as just getting in and driving, perfect. It is a turnkey operation. The other thing is that I'm severely torn, because this guy is a Chevy guy and has several Denali's out there, and he said that if I buy this, he told me the price, he's gonna cut me a really fair deal, and he's got a Rex Denali with a fantastic running, good oil pressure, dead quiet, regularly maintained 6.0 in a Denali sitting directly behind the Suburban. He says I can have that. So I could do a Build-A-Bear project and build my own LS Suburban, but have a 6.0 instead of a 5.3, which would be that would be awesome. And he says that I can pull it at his property. I don't have to take it home and do all of that. So now I'm conflicted. I am exceptionally conflicted. Well, I did not go to Missoula, and I did not get an LS, but I got a Suburban. It's pretty nice. It drives good, rides good, clean title, and all the rest. Gas gauge works, temp works, 60 pounds of oil pressure, it's charging. It's got an exhaust leak. I forgot to close the hood. Hold on. Alright, my son's gonna ride with me. I gotta get this thing home, and then we'll do a walk around. It is currently 102 and no AC, so I gotta get my son in here really quick. I told him he could ride home with me, get home, get this into some shade, then we'll walk around. All right. Well, I'll be honest with you. This is probably the most amount of emotion that I have or am going to show on YouTube. I'm good and frustrated. Obviously, you know that LS Suburban, the initial one down in Caldwell, did not work out. So I found two more, and well, I picked the best two that I could find in my general area, and messaged both people. Went to look at the one this morning. It was awesome, ran and drove great, had lots of power. It was really fantastic. It ran awesome for about 10 minutes. I drove it and brought it back to his place, went and got the rest of my family, took all of my kids and my wife for a ride, let her drive it around a little bit. Excuse me. We bought it. I made it half of a mile, I think, almost exactly half of a mile from his house out onto the highway. Got it up to about 40, 45 miles an hour, and the front end started going. First sounded like a warped rotor. Thought, no big deal, whatever, that's fine. Less than half a mile after that, at about 50, it was going a lot faster and a lot harder. It was straight metal on metal, severe. I actually was concerned enough that it was going to fall apart. I swerved off the road immediately, pulled off into the ditch. Checked everything out, the wheels weren't falling off, nothing that I could see was the matter. So I limped it home at about 30 miles an hour, started looking at it. The entire front end is shot, and all of the wheel bearings had blown out on both sides, from what I could tell when I was tearing it apart. It was straight metal on metal, everything. The entire front end would have needed redone. It's the first time in my life that I've bought and returned a vehicle in the same day. So once again, we are left with no Suburban, and yeah. So we are not currently getting a new vehicle. What I am doing is this. I hope that you can see me. This is my bezel out of my truck. This is a very cool idea that I've had for a long time, and I'm really hoping that it's going to work. Let me readjust this camera. So, what my plan is here, sorry the camera's funky, let me get it out of this awful teddy bear box. If I can remember how I opened it before. This is an idea I've had for probably about 6 months now, and I finally figured out what I want to do. This is vinyl. It's got an adhesive back to it, and this here, obviously, as you can tell, is junk. It's wore out, it's flaking, you can see. It's terrible. So, what the plan is to tear all of this aluminum off, and then I am going to attempt to checker vinyl all of everything that is aluminum. There you go. I'm really excited, to be honest. I think this is going to look fantastic. So, without wasting any more breath, let's dive right into this and see what we can come up with. I think it's going to be awesome. Well, good morning. It is really early, as I'm sure you can tell by where the sun is at behind me. I'm gonna start over on this dash bezel and do it properly. Then we'll put it back in the truck, if I can talk. Struggling this morning. And if we can do it quick enough, I think I'd like to go hit the top of Hoodoo Mountain there and do some exploring and see what it's like at the actual peak. I need a win this weekend for sure. I think that's all I've got to say this morning. I forgot to make my coffee last night, so I don't have anything this morning. We'll have to remedy that, and then we'll get going. I'll get back to you once I wake up a little bit. And we're back. haven't tried this yet. It's alright. It's not mine. I'm gonna close the garage door back down because the sun is blinding me. There we go. Okay, so I don't remember where I left off yesterday. That's the idea. I wrecked this one really bad. We're gonna start over because that's unacceptable. I'm glad this stuff is fairly strong. I might be able to save this and make a new one off that. Use it as a template is what I'm trying to say. But I do have this one cut out already. Alright, I have finally found a way that is sort of working. Can you see this at all? Yeah. So, I'm going to show you what I'm doing because it's actually kind of fun. So, push this sucker all the way out. Try not to cut your face off. And, oh, come on. Hold on, I'm actually going to break the tip off of this one. Alright. If this works half as good as I'm hoping, we ought to have a pretty doggone cool looking deal. So you just slide it along like this. Yep, messing up already. You gotta be careful and keep it right on the edge. Just like that. And then you go through this side and you just clean it up a little bit. And there you go. Looks stinking awesome. Now I'm going to do this, and I don't know what I'm going to do about the little That looks sweet. Got them cut out nice. Got it laid over here all good. I like that a lot. We are done. I'm a little disappointed for one reason, but I'll show you the finished product. There you go. That's pretty cool. I love that. It looks so good. The reason I'm somewhat annoyed, I'm going to try not to get right up in your face. So around these gauges, originally I had just cut the inside as you saw and left the vinyl up over the top. But when I was doing this, I was cutting both sides, obviously letting the trim through on the outside and inside, and I liked the way it looked. So I decided to go ahead and cut these gauges out, right? And that works great, and I use this little tool here to kind of stick it down. I'm going to have to do it a couple of times just to make sure it stays. Hopefully with some sun and some heat and whatnot, we'll get it to stay down a little better. But when I was messing with these, just a second, sorry, I had to fix that. When I was doing these little ones, I cut the top two, shoved them in, and then I went, I wonder, and I just started poking. Let me make sure the camera, okay, look at this. Can you see how it just, like, cups it? It looks like the gauge, the little protrusion of the gauge is painted all the way around. It looks so much better and so much nicer than cutting it. I mean, no one's really gonna look that close, I don't think, but instead of having this really, you know, obviously faded out and tore up black plastic ring sticking out, it just looks like it's painted on the outside all the way up, and it just makes it look so much cleaner and so much more professional. I really, really like it. I'm just slightly annoyed that I didn't think to do that earlier, especially on these big gauges. That would have looked awesome on those big gauges, because the protrusion is way more dramatic. I don't know if I can stand it not to. No, man. Alright, I've decided we'll take this out and toss it in the truck, see how it looks. By the way, I found out if you leave the garage door shut when it's over 100, it stays much cooler in here. So I'm gonna be going the long way around today. Come on, I'm struggling. There we go. Oh, it is, oh my gosh, it is hot. Record high yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the next day. Over 100 degrees. All right, just finally met the guy that owns the house over there. I've met his son before, but not him, and he's out today. Awesome old guy. All right, let's see if we can get this fit in here. He's trying to get the rotating assembly out of his 383 so he can rebuild or have the block redone so he can put it in that awesome gold Dodge out there. I might knock you over trying to do this, just bear with me. Ooh, wow. All right. What are we hung up on now? One there. I know where these ones are, I remember that. Well, let's just get this thing in and I'll show you how it looks. That's amazing. Man, I love that. Holy cow, that looks awesome. Let me see if I can, yeah, you can see that. Man, that is neat. I should take this off though and redo the silver in here. It would be a shame not to at this point, I think. We may just have to do that. Yep, let me take it off and go find some paint. That has to happen. More work. Let's go. Well, been sitting here painting away. I tried blue because I really thought that the blue would look awesome for the inner rings, and it does with the checkers and everything. It does look cool, but that is a lot of surface area to do. If I was gonna paint it, I should have done it before I vinyled it. And then I tried silver because I figured it was a little safer, you know, chrome silver. And you can see here, it just doesn't look good. And I don't have a proper brush. Even if I did, it still just does not look. It's not working the way I was hoping it would. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm really struggling with my words. So I'm gonna remove it again. It's just not not what I want. All right, I think you can see pretty good. We're gonna throw this thing back in here. I'm gonna have to replace my, what do you call it? The clear screen in my gauges now to match this awesome bezel. What am I stuck on? Oh. Hopefully it was supposed to make that sound. I think that's it. There we go. Oh hell. I'm gonna have to vinyl this too. Okay, I had to keep the camera inside on the charger while I did this because it was already dead again. It looks freaking awesome. I'm super stoked at this. You guys ready? Look at that. Does that just look stinking awesome or what? Ugh. I'm so excited about that. It looks amazing. With that red dash and the checkers, that's exactly what I was thinking. Or that's exactly how I imagined it would look, if I can use my words. Now, the only thing that could make this cooler is if the inside of this truck was white, and I just did white and red with the black and white checkers. Oh, it'd be awesome. I'm going crazy with this vinyl. Let's go pop them on the bike and see how they look. I went ahead and wrapped both ends so that you can't see any sharp edges. I think it's gonna look pretty sweet. It is blistering hot. It is so hot in this garage. I've got this fan blowing on me, the door propped open, and that fan blowing cold air into the garage. It has to be 105 in here. I know I'm making my AC work harder, but I gotta survive. It is brutal. There you go. Oh. I gotta go get my phone and take a picture. Send it to my brother, make him jealous. Oh, that looks so cool. Oh my gosh. Not disappointed I went with the blue anymore. That looks freaking awesome. Oh my gosh. I messed up on one of them. I didn't get it centered. I got it a little high. So I tried to match the other one. Yeah, I think they match. Dang, that looks awesome. I'm super stoked at that. That looks so freaking cool. Okay, I want to check. I forget what I want to check on in my truck, but I want to check on something. Oh yeah, I want to see if this vinyl is staying up. Yep. Staying up and looking dang cool. It is. Woo. Wow, that's hot. That is really, really hot. I don't want to push it too far back, but it's creeping over the edge. No, don't push it that hard. Just touch it. It's like fluid. It is so hot. Man, that is such a cool sight, just opening the door and seeing that. I love that. I gotta get some new plastic and new gauges now and really make it pop. I gotta paint this with something. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to do chrome or blue. I don't know. I'm not doing it today, obviously. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments what you think I should do. Blue or chrome or red. I could do red to match the dash. Oh, red's not a bad idea, actually. Okay. I'm sorry we didn't do more this weekend. It's just, I took the time off for Labor Day weekend, and I spent 3 of my 4 days off wasting time driving and wasting money. And I basically blew my entire month's budget going down to try to get this Suburban, and it's just it's disappointing. I know this video isn't real exciting. That bezel makes me totally happy, but the rest of this weekend has not gone at all the way that I planned. I have never bought and returned a vehicle in the same day. I should have brought my camera on the return trip so I could show you guys what the front end of that other Suburban that I bought was doing. But honestly, I was I was not in the mood to try to film. I would have had to cut everything out that I did film. I was extremely unhappy. But it's been a learning experience, I suppose, right? And I was supposed to get the LS with that thing, and yeah, I think I already went into that before. 2 LS Suburbans, one down and one not, and missed on both of them. Very frustrating for sure. That's a lot of talking. I'm gonna end the video out right now because there's nothing else I can do today. I don't want to open this garage and let more heat in. I might sit out here and tinker for a little bit. I don't know. I might go inside and take some more cold medication. Whatever. The dash is awesome. That's something that's been bothering me since I got the truck. Or the bezel, I mean. And yeah. The motorcycle's awesome, and that's gonna do it. I know this video is very random and haphazard and emotional roller coaster all the way through. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah. Next weekend, maybe we'll have a new vehicle. All right. I'll see you guys on next Saturday. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna go cool down. I'm out. See ya.